Hey everyone, my name's Jeremy, and I'm going to give you an update on my journey with chasing purpose. Over the past 60 some odd days, I have been on this quest to chase my purpose, which I feel is to help people operate at their highest potential through self awareness. And to me, what that means is when people realize that they are not their thoughts, words, or trauma, the things that have happened to them, um, they can operate in a very clear space. When you realize that you are the awareness that all of that is happening, there is a little gap or a little pause in between the things that happen to you, which are really happening for you, and how you respond. And when you have that gap or when you have that clarity, then you can really make more favorable decisions, hopefully to chase your purpose in life. I will start off with some exciting news. I have my book. I did a reveal video just now, so I know exactly what the book looks like in its finished product, but I'm happy to share it as a part of this part of my journey. So let's do a quick recap on what we've talked about so far. Got my iPad in front of me just in case to make sure that I'm speaking in a very clear manner. So some of the titles that we've talked about, or how can I say, themes that we've talked about so far is, of course, identifying what your purpose in life is, which is at the crux of the lessons that you learn in life, your gifts and talents, and what you can be of service to people with. And we talked about where's your energy going, right? Are you focusing 110% on a specific individual, on your job, on anything other than your purpose? And if so, how can you restructure your life in a way that allows you to put more effort and more energy into your purpose? Also be aware that people can take energy away from you, which is why you have to be very self-aware about how you move through life and how you make decisions and the impacts of those decisions. We talked about self-care, which was super important, right? Self-care is love. And if you don't do self-care, if you don't put yourself in a space where you pour back into yourself, if you are physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually exhausted, then it's going to be difficult to chase your purpose, right? Because you don't have the energy, literally, to do what needs to be done in order to pursue your purpose in life. The next thing we talked about was embracing the no and changing your perspective, which for me was about getting a job in HR, which I thought was the corporate America version of me chasing my purpose, when in actuality, by me chasing HR, I lost sight of my purpose, and thus all of my energy was going into getting this job, and all the vibrations that I sent out into the universe and circumstances that bounced back with people were all about me getting into HR and not me chasing my purpose, which is far bigger than corporate America, right? And I heard no over and over and over and over and over again. And finally, I had a hard conversation with myself, and I said, you know what? You're probably hearing no for a reason, right? So let's reflect on that. Let's meditate on it and then get the answer, which is how this series started. And then that really leans into chasing your perspective, right? Or changing your perspective. When you are fixed in how you look at things, then it becomes difficult to really see other ways that what's happening in your life can be viewed as. Right? Are you looking through the right lens, per se, which is a nod to what we'll be talking about a little bit later. And then we also talked about long-term focus. I started my new job, which I talked about me accepting a new role. And so far, it feels in flow, and it doesn't make me feel dis-ease within myself. And this role, although it's not HR, is really helping me to learn and be ready to operate for the long haul, right? So by me accepting this job, which is really focused on long-term strategy and project management, I can really stand up things within my purpose and be able to do it in a way that's really efficient, really effective, and hits the goal every time. So me getting into HR may have distracted me versus me getting into something that doesn't necessarily fulfill me, but is in alignment with my strengths and exactly what I need at this time in my life to fulfill my purpose. And then the most recent video was trust the process and allow it to unfold. Every circumstance, every person, every no, every whatever you receive, trust it and allow it to unfold. But make sure that you make favorable decisions every single time in a really clear space that is going to pull you and push you closer to your goal in life, which hopefully is to chase your purpose. So let's get into today's content, which is all about pressure. All right, so pressure. You feel it physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, financially, every way that you possibly can. But in my reflection and changing my perspective, I really see pressure as a way to build stamina necessary for your purpose in life. Without the stamina, you can't pursue your purpose full time, right? Especially when we are looking through a survival lens or we're pulling off of motivation that is not sourced in our reason for being here. You need that stamina. So the pressure that you feel in trying to do this and trying to do that or trying to do anything is really meant to build the stamina and to redirect you or to get your attention in some way, shape, or form. So there are 5 things that I really want to leave you with. The first thing is remember your why. When you start to feel pressure, when you start to feel that anxiety bubbling up, when you start to feel like things aren't working out the way that they should, remember the reason that you set out to do whatever it is that you set out to do. All right. So when you're chasing your purpose, things don't happen overnight. And in some cases for people, because of social media and because of certain platforms, it does happen, but it doesn't happen for everyone. So when you feel like, oh man, this is not working out the way that I thought it would, just remember your why and use that as motivation to keep pushing. The next thing is let go of your how and your when. Let go of how your purpose will happen and let go of when. I like to control things. I'm slightly a control freak, and that's okay. I'm working on it. I acknowledge it, I embrace it, and I use it for its positive intent. And what I'm realizing in this journey of life and chasing purpose is when you try to control how things unfold, you limit the way that it can unfold. And that's not always a good thing. What we push into the universe through energy goes out one way but comes out totally different in a way that's best for us. So when we release control of how things unfold and when it comes back to us, we're really saying to the universe, bring the circumstance or person or situation that's necessary for me to learn the lesson that's intended for me to be learned, so that way I can move forward in chasing my purpose. Mind blown. Follow your intuition, or follow that guiding light, right? I feel that we are born with a sense of knowing. Some people are more tapped into it than others. But that gut feeling when you're like, I probably shouldn't do that, or I probably should do this, or I probably should call this person or text this person, follow it, right? We are connected, deeply connected to a source that is beyond comprehension. And that source connects us all and connects us in the span of time that we perceive it as, and energy, right? So those nudges that you get, make sure you follow it, because it will never lead you in the wrong direction. When we are looking through life in a survival lens or through a survival lens and we're trying to control the how and the when, that's when things mess up. That is exactly when things mess up. But when we release and we allow things to unfold and we follow our gut, things work out just fine. sit in the protection of your intention. If you know that you have good intentions, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the person, regardless of how we perceive it as good, bad, or ugly, sit in your intention. Your intention will only bring things that will help you to be molded and shaped into what you need to be able to chase your purpose. So no, it doesn't feel good. Yes, it feels like everything's falling apart. Yes, it feels like you'll never get there. But sit in your intention and know that your purpose will never lead you to a place that it can't bring you out of. The last thing that I'll talk about is lean in. You have to lean in with every ounce of your being. And I say that as somebody who has been feeling pressure over the past year and a half. You have to really put your energy where it needs to be put. You have to really practice self-care. You have to embrace the no. You have to change your perspective. You have to think long-term. You have to trust the process. But lean in really hard. What do I mean by lean in? Don't take anything other than yes. A no is a redirection. It's a delayed yes. But don't take anything other than yes, right? Reflect on anything that happens, even though it may be a delayed no or a no in the moment. Don't allow that to derail you from chasing your purpose. There's a reason that it's happening, and you got to reflect on it to understand the meaning behind it. I hope that those things have helped you in understanding pressure and what it's like to chase your purpose. And I'm proud to say, as I alluded to in the beginning of this video, that my third book finally got here. So I'm going to show it to you so that way you know. Don't give up. Lean in. Do all the things that we've been talking about over these past couple of videos. Lenses seeing the unseen spaces between us. Lenses seeing the unseen spaces between us. So this book is a continuation of the Peace and Purpose series that I've been working on. Here are all three of my books. Let's see if I can pull this one out a little bit. It's difficult to hold these books. I think that might be a little bit better. There we go. So these are all a part of the Peace and Purpose series, which I wrote as a means to help people find peace and purpose in life. And me chasing my purpose is about laying a foundation for me to live the life that I deserve, and for the generations behind me to do the same, and for people who decide to go on this journey with me to do the same as well. I know that as I chase my purpose, everything will follow, and I am making intentional efforts and decisions not to chase everything, because that will bring me sorrow. It's not easy. It's so not easy. It's definitely not easy, but it's so worth it. This is my third book in a span of 3 years, all tied to my purpose. Me chasing my purpose has been a process for quite some time, a couple of years actually, intentionally chasing my purpose. But me documenting has only been for 60 or 90 days, right? Been on this journey since 2018. So yeah, things don't happen overnight, but I can proudly say that as a result of me leaning in, as a result of me remembering my why, as a result of all the things that we talked about today, I can say that I'm confidently pouring into people in a way that will help them live the best life that they can through self-awareness and be at their best potential. I hope that this video helps you. Have a great day.